The winter of 1914 was merciless. Across the Western Front, soldiers on both sides were trapped in trenches, barely wide enough to move and barely deep enough to hide. Mud, blood, rats, and the endless sound of distant guns defined their world. They had been told the war would be over by Christmas, but as the snow began to fall, reality froze harder than the ground beneath their boots. The men shivered in their coats, their breath hanging in the cold. Letters from home were their only warmth, words from mothers, wives, and sweethearts who still believed their boys would soon return. One British soldier wrote, "The nights are cold, Mum. The food's worse. But I still dream about home, about Christmas dinner, the fire, and your laugh." Across the field, their enemies, the Germans, were no different. Young men, barely 20, holding on to pictures of loved ones, trying to find meaning in the madness. As Christmas Eve fell, silence replaced the thunder of artillery. The snow covered the scars of the battlefield just for a moment. And then, something unexpected happened. From the German side, faint singing began to drift across the frozen field. Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. The melody echoed in the still air, haunting, fragile, full of something no bullet could silence. The British soldiers stopped and listened. One by one, their tense faces softened. Then one of them began to sing back. Silent night, holy night. Voices, once divided by language, began to blend into harmony. The sound filled the night, a truce born not of politics, but of humanity. Then, a German soldier rose from the trench. He held a small Christmas tree, with candles flickering in the wind. His comrades shouted warnings, so did the British. Rifles were raised, but no one fired. The soldier stood in the open, trembling, illuminated by the glow of the tree. Then, a British soldier climbed out too. Slowly, others followed, cautious, hearts pounding, eyes locked across the frozen no-man's land. They met in the middle, and instead of blood, there were handshakes, laughter, words exchanged in broken accents and gestures. Someone offered a cigarette, another shared chocolate. A German soldier pulled from his coat a photo of his wife and baby. A British private nodded, showing one of his own family. For that single night, the war disappeared. They played football in the snow, traded buttons and badges, sang together, and shared whatever food they had left. In the midst of death and destruction, they found something sacred, the reminder that they were not so different after all. As dawn broke, the world grew quiet again. The orders came, the truce was over. It was time to fight. The men stood in silence, staring across the same field they had crossed in peace just hours earlier. One soldier whispered, "How do you shoot at someone you sang with?" They raised their rifles because they had to, not because they wanted to. That morning, the war began again. But something inside them had changed. For the rest of their lives, those who lived through that night would speak of it not as a miracle, but as a memory of what humanity can be, even in its darkest hour. On Christmas Eve 1914, enemies became brothers, and for a fleeting moment, peace defeated war.